Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to know that your presence here today is no accident. There's something stirring within you, isn't there? A knowing that there's more to life than what you've been experiencing. A gentle whisper in your heart telling you that things can be different, better, more fulfilling. That whisper brought you here, and I'm so grateful it did. Right now, you might be feeling stuck in patterns that seem to repeat themselves over and over. Maybe you find yourself saying the same things, thinking the same thoughts, and wondering why your life feels like it's moving in circles. Or perhaps you've noticed that no matter how hard you try to change your circumstances, something always seems to pull you back to where you started. If this feels familiar, please know that you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not broken. What I want to share with you today will change everything if you allow it to. It's something so simple, so fundamental to your daily existence that you might have overlooked its incredible power. We're going to explore the most natural thing you do every single day: speaking. But not just any speaking. We're going to discover how to speak in a way that creates magic in your life, how to use your voice as a bridge between your heart's desires and the loving universe that's always listening. You see, every time you open your mouth to speak, you're doing something far more powerful than just communicating with others. You're actually having a conversation with life itself. You're sending out signals into the universe about who you are, what you believe you deserve, and what kind of experiences you're ready to receive. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and love, listens to every single word and responds accordingly. Think of your voice as a paintbrush and your life as a blank canvas. Every word you speak adds another stroke to the masterpiece you're creating. Some words add bright, beautiful colors that make your life vibrant and joyful. Other words might add darker shades that cloud your experience and make everything feel heavy and difficult. The wonderful news is that you get to choose which colors you use. You get to decide what kind of masterpiece you're creating with your words. This isn't about perfection or never saying anything negative again. This is about becoming aware, becoming conscious of the incredible power you hold in your voice. It's about recognizing that your words are not just sounds that disappear into the air. They're living energy that shapes your reality in ways you're only beginning to understand. I've spent decades learning this truth, sometimes the hard way. There was a time when I spoke from fear, from limitation, from old beliefs that told me I wasn't worthy of love and happiness. And you know what? The universe responded to those words by bringing me experiences that matched exactly what I was saying. It wasn't being mean or punishing me. The universe was simply giving me what I was asking for through my words, even when I didn't realize I was asking for it. The moment I began to understand this connection between my words and my experiences, everything started to shift. It wasn't an overnight transformation, but it was a real one. Day by day, word by word, I began to speak differently, and my life began to respond differently. The universe began to bring me experiences that matched my new way of speaking, experiences filled with love, abundance, and joy. This same power lives within you right now. Your voice carries the same creative force that has always been there, waiting for you to recognize it and use it consciously. Today, we're going to unlock that power together. We're going to explore how your words create your world and how you can begin speaking in a way that invites miracles into your life. The journey we're about to take together is one of the most important you'll ever make because it's a journey back to your own power. It's a journey that will show you how to be the conscious creator of your own experience, using nothing more than the words you speak every day. Are you ready to discover how powerful your voice really is? Are you ready to learn how to speak properly so the universe can respond with all the love and abundance it has waiting for you? The universe is listening right now, dear one. It's been listening all along, loving you unconditionally and waiting patiently for you to step into the fullness of who you really are. Your words are about to become your most powerful tools for transformation, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Most people go through their entire lives never realizing they're having a constant conversation with the universe. Every word they speak, every thought they think, every emotion they feel, it's all part of an ongoing dialogue with the creative force that governs all of life. The universe isn't some distant, unreachable entity sitting somewhere far away in space. It's right here with you, right now, listening to every word you say with infinite patience and unconditional love. When you speak, you're not just moving air through your vocal cords, you're sending out vibrations that carry meaning, emotion, and energy. These vibrations travel far beyond what your ears can hear. They ripple out into the fabric of existence itself, creating waves that touch everything around you and everything within you. The universe feels these vibrations and responds to them the only way it knows how, by bringing you experiences that match the energy of what you've been saying. This isn't magic in the way we might think of magic tricks or fantasy stories. This is the natural law of the universe, as reliable and consistent as gravity. Just as a seed planted in fertile soil will grow into whatever type of plant is encoded in that seed, the words you plant in the fertile soil of your consciousness will grow into experiences that match their essence. If you plant seeds of worry and complaint, you'll harvest experiences that give you more to worry about and complain about. If you plant seeds of gratitude and joy, you'll harvest experiences that bring you more reasons to feel grateful and joyful. The beautiful thing about this universal law is that it doesn't judge your words. It doesn't decide whether your words are good or bad, right or wrong. It simply responds. When you say, "I never have enough money," the universe hears this as a request and begins arranging circumstances that will give you the experience of not having enough money. When you say, "I am so blessed and abundant," the universe hears this as a different kind of request and begins arranging circumstances that will give you experiences of feeling blessed and abundant. Many people resist this idea at first because it seems too simple. How can something as ordinary as speaking have such extraordinary power? But consider this. Everything that exists in our physical world started as a vibration, a frequency, an energetic impulse. The chair you're sitting on, the device you're using to hear these words, even your own body. All of it began as vibrational energy that eventually took physical form. Your words are vibrations too, and they have the same creative potential. The language you use when you speak to others is important, but the language you use when you speak to yourself is absolutely crucial. Your inner dialogue, that constant stream of thoughts and words running through your mind, is like a prayer that never stops. It's a continuous broadcast to the universe about what you believe is true about yourself and your life. This inner voice might be so familiar to you that you don't even notice it anymore, but the universe notices every single word. When you catch yourself saying things like, "I'm so stupid," or "I never do anything right," or "nothing good ever happens to me," you're essentially placing an order with the universe. You're asking for experiences that will prove these statements true. The universe, in its loving desire to give you what you ask for, begins to arrange circumstances that will make you feel stupid, unsuccessful, or unlucky. But here's where the real magic happens. When you begin to change your inner dialogue, when you start speaking to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer a dear friend, the universe begins to respond to this new vibration. When you catch yourself mid-complaint and gently shift to something more loving, you're literally changing your order with the universe. You're asking for something different, something better, something more aligned with your true nature. The universe doesn't need you to believe in this process for it to work. It's been responding to your words all along, whether you were aware of it or not. But when you become conscious of this conversation, when you begin to speak with intention and awareness, you step into your role as a conscious co-creator with the universe. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and become the author of your own story. This hidden language between you and the universe operates through love, not through judgment or punishment. The universe wants you to be happy, healthy, and fulfilled. It wants to give you everything your heart desires. But it can only work with the vibrations you send out through your words. When you align your speech with your deepest desires, when you speak as if the life you want is already yours, you give the universe clear instructions about what to bring into your experience. Right now, as you listen to these words, your mind might be racing through all the things you've been saying lately. Don't worry if you notice patterns that haven't been serving you well. Becoming aware of our speech habits is the first and most important step toward transformation. Your words up until now have simply been reflecting beliefs and patterns you learned long ago, and like any habit, they can be changed with gentle, consistent effort. Most of us learn to speak by copying what we heard around us as children. We absorbed not just the words themselves, but the emotions and beliefs behind those words. If the adults in your early life spoke from fear, criticism, or limitation, you likely learned to speak the same way. If they complained frequently, criticized themselves or others, or expressed worry and doubt, these patterns became as natural to you as breathing. This isn't anyone's fault. It's simply how we learn language and communication. The words we speak create a mirror that reflects back to us exactly what we're putting out into the world. When someone constantly speaks about how difficult life is, how unfair things are, or how nothing ever works out, they're creating a vibrational pattern that attracts more difficulties, unfairness, and disappointment. It's not that the universe is punishing them or that they're cursed with bad luck. They're simply receiving a perfect reflection of the energy they're broadcasting through their words. This mirror effect works in every area of life. The person who frequently complains about their job, their boss, or their coworkers will find that work becomes increasingly stressful and unsatisfying. The person who regularly criticizes their body, their appearance, or their health will struggle with self-image and physical vitality. The person who speaks about relationships with fear, distrust, or disappointment will continue to attract relationships that prove these fears to be justified. But just as negative speech patterns create negative reflections, positive speech patterns create positive reflections. The person who speaks with gratitude about their work, even if it's not perfect, often finds that their job situation improves or new opportunities appear. The person who speaks lovingly about their body and appreciates what it does for them often experiences improvements in health and vitality. The person who speaks about love with hope and openness tends to attract loving, supportive relationships. This isn't about denying reality or pretending that everything is perfect when it's not. It's about recognizing that the reality you're experiencing right now is largely a reflection of the words you've been speaking, and that you have the power to create a different reality by speaking differently. It's about understanding that your external circumstances are often a direct result of your internal dialogue. Sometimes people worry that if they stop complaining or speaking negatively about their problems, they'll become passive or stop working to improve their lives. But the opposite is actually true. When you speak from a place of empowerment rather than victimhood, when you focus on solutions rather than problems, you become more creative, more resourceful, and more motivated to take positive action. You stop wasting energy on complaints and criticism and start directing that energy toward creating the changes you want to see. The mirror of speech reveals not just what we've been creating, but what we have the power to create differently. Every complaint can be transformed into a request. Every criticism can be shifted into an appreciation. Every expression of lack can be changed into an acknowledgement of abundance. This doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't require perfection. It simply requires awareness and a willingness to gently redirect your words when you notice they're not serving you. One of the most powerful aspects of understanding speech as a mirror is recognizing that you're not at the mercy of this reflection. You're not stuck with whatever patterns you've been creating. The moment you begin to speak differently, the mirror begins to reflect something different back to you. The universe is incredibly responsive and forgiving. It doesn't hold grudges or punish you for past negative speech. It simply responds to whatever you're putting out right now, in this moment. When you start to catch yourself in old speech patterns, complaining, criticizing, expressing lack or limitation, you can gently pause and ask yourself, is this what I want to see reflected back to me? If the answer is no, you can choose different words. You can reframe your statement in a way that reflects what you do want to experience. This isn't about forcing yourself to be positive all the time. It's about becoming conscious of the conversation you're having with life and choosing words that align with your deepest desires. The beautiful truth is that your words have been creating your reality all along. Now you get to do it consciously, deliberately, with full awareness of your creative power. You get to speak your way into the life you've always dreamed of living, one word at a time. There's a sacred space that exists between every thought and every word you speak. Most people rush through this space so quickly they don't even know it's there. But this tiny pause holds the key to transforming your entire life. In this sacred moment, you have a choice. You can speak automatically from old habits and patterns, or you can speak consciously, deliberately, with full awareness of the creative power you're about to unleash into the world. Conscious speaking is like learning to paint with intention instead of just throwing colors randomly at a canvas. When you speak consciously, you're choosing each word the way an artist chooses each brushstroke, knowing that every choice contributes to the final masterpiece. This doesn't mean your speech becomes formal or artificial. In fact, conscious speaking often makes your communication more authentic, more heartfelt, and more powerful because it's coming from a place of awareness rather than unconscious reaction. The first step in conscious speaking is learning to recognize that sacred pause. Throughout your day, there are countless moments when you're about to speak, responding to a question, sharing an opinion, describing an experience, or simply thinking out loud. In each of these moments, there's a split second where you can choose to pause, take a gentle breath, and ask yourself, what do I really want to communicate here? What energy do I want to put into the world with these words? This pause doesn't need to be long or obvious to others. It can be as brief as a single conscious breath, just long enough for you to connect with your intention. During this pause, you're not censoring yourself or trying to be perfect. You're simply becoming present to the moment and to the power of what you're about to create through your words. You're honoring the sacred act of communication by bringing consciousness to it. When you speak consciously, you're no longer at the mercy of your immediate emotional reactions. If someone says something that triggers anger or hurt, instead of automatically responding from that triggered state, you can pause and choose words that come from a deeper, wiser place within you. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or being dishonest about your experience. It means expressing your truth in a way that serves your highest good and creates the kind of energy you want to live in. Conscious speaking also means becoming aware of the difference between speaking from love and speaking from fear. Fear-based speech tends to be reactive, defensive, critical, or focused on what's wrong. Love-based speech tends to be responsive, open, appreciative, and focused on what's possible. When you pause before speaking, you can ask yourself, Am I about to speak from love or from fear? This simple question can completely shift the energy of what you're about to say. The practice of conscious speaking extends beyond just the words you choose to how you speak them. The tone of your voice, the pace of your speech, and the emotion behind your words all carry vibrations that the universe responds to. Speaking with kindness, even when addressing difficult topics, creates a different energetic signature than speaking with harshness or irritation. Speaking with confidence and calm creates a different vibration than speaking with anxiety or desperation. One of the most transformative aspects of conscious speaking is learning to speak about your life as if you're the author of your story rather than the victim of your circumstances. Instead of saying, "Life is so hard for me," you might say, "I'm learning to navigate life's challenges with greater ease." Instead of, "I can't afford that," you might say, "I'm choosing to invest my money differently right now." These shifts in language might seem small, but they represent massive shifts in consciousness and personal power. Conscious speaking also involves learning to speak your desires and dreams in present tense, as if they're already becoming true. This isn't about denying current reality or pretending everything is already perfect. It's about speaking from the part of you that knows your dreams are possible and inevitable. When you say, "I am becoming more confident every day," instead of, "I wish I was more confident," you're speaking from your future self, the person you're growing into. The beauty of conscious speaking is that it becomes easier and more natural with practice. At first, you might catch yourself after you've already spoken unconsciously, and that's perfectly fine. Simply notice what happened without judgment and set an intention to be more aware next time. Gradually, you'll start catching yourself in the middle of unconscious speech, and eventually, you'll naturally pause before speaking more and more often. This practice transforms not just how you communicate with others, but how you experience life itself. When you speak consciously, you feel more empowered, more authentic, and more connected to your true self. You stop feeling like words just tumble out of your mouth without your control, and you start feeling like a conscious creator, carefully choosing the vibrations you send out into the world. The most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. This inner dialogue runs continuously in the background of your mind, commenting on everything you do, evaluating every situation you encounter, and interpreting every experience you have. For many people, this inner voice has become so harsh and critical that they would never dream of speaking to another person the way they speak to themselves every single day. Your inner dialogue is like having a constant companion who never leaves your side. This companion can either be your greatest supporter and most loving friend, or it can be your harshest critic and most discouraging enemy. The choice of which type of companion you carry with you is entirely yours, and learning to transform your inner dialogue is one of the most profound gifts you can give yourself. Think about the words your inner voice uses when you make a mistake. Does it say something gentle like, "That's okay, everyone makes mistakes, and you can learn from this"? Or does it say something harsh like, "You're so stupid, you always mess everything up"? Notice how your body feels when you consider each of these responses. The gentle response creates relaxation and openness to learning. The harsh response creates tension, shame, and resistance to growth. Many people inherited their inner dialogue from voices they heard in childhood, parents, teachers, or other authority figures who spoke to them in ways that weren't always loving or supportive. If you grew up hearing criticism, judgment, or harsh corrections, you likely internalized those voices, and now they play automatically in your mind. But here's the wonderful truth. Just because those voices became part of your inner dialogue doesn't mean they have to stay there forever. Transforming your inner dialogue begins with becoming aware of what that voice is actually saying. Most people are so accustomed to their inner commentary that they barely notice it anymore. It's like background music that's been playing so long you've stopped hearing it. Start paying attention to what your inner voice says when you look in the mirror, when you make a mistake, when you're trying something new, or when you're facing a challenge. Once you become aware of your inner dialogue, you can begin to respond to it with the same kindness you would show a good friend. When you catch your inner voice being critical or harsh, you can gently interrupt it and offer a more loving perspective. This isn't about arguing with your thoughts or forcing positivity. It's about choosing to be your own friend rather than your own enemy. One of the most powerful practices for transforming inner dialogue is what we call talking to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. When you make a mistake, instead of saying, "I'm so stupid," you might say, "I'm learning, and it's okay to make mistakes while I'm growing." When you're facing a challenge, instead of saying, "I can't do this," you might say, "This is difficult right now, but I'm capable of figuring it out." The mirror becomes a powerful tool for this transformation. When you look at yourself in the mirror, notice what your inner voice says. Does it immediately start pointing out flaws and imperfections, or does it speak with love and appreciation? You can consciously choose to speak to your reflection with kindness, saying things like, "I see you and I appreciate all that you do," or "You are worthy of love and kindness." Your inner dialogue doesn't just affect your emotions, it affects your entire body. When you speak harshly to yourself, your body responds with stress hormones, muscle tension, and decreased energy. When you speak lovingly to yourself, your body responds with relaxation, increased energy, and improved health. Your cells are literally listening to every word you think and say about yourself, and they respond accordingly. Changing your inner dialogue also changes how you show up in the world. When your inner voice is supportive and encouraging, you feel more confident, more willing to take positive risks, and more open to new experiences. When your inner voice is critical and discouraging, you tend to play small, avoid challenges, and limit your own possibilities. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't require perfection. There will be times when you catch yourself being critical or harsh with yourself, and that's completely normal. The key is to notice these moments without judgment and gently redirect your inner voice towards something more loving. Think of yourself as learning a new language, the language of self-love and self-encouragement. Some days your inner dialogue will be naturally more positive, and other days you might need to work harder at choosing loving words. Both experiences are part of the journey. What matters is that you're becoming conscious of this conversation and taking responsibility for making it more loving and supportive over time. As you practice speaking to yourself with greater kindness, you'll notice that this new way of thinking begins to feel more natural. The loving voice becomes stronger and more automatic, while the critical voice becomes quieter and less frequent. You're literally rewiring your brain to default to love instead of criticism, support instead of judgment, encouragement instead of discouragement. Every word you speak carries either the energy of healing or the energy of harm. This isn't about dramatic declarations or obvious cruelty. Most words that cause harm seem innocent on the surface, while many words that heal might appear simple or unremarkable. The difference lies not just in the words themselves, but in the intention, emotion, and energy behind them. Words that harm often come from old wounds, unhealed fears, and unconscious patterns. They might sound like innocent complaints, casual criticisms, or automatic negative responses. When you say things like, "I hate my job," "My body is falling apart," or "I never have any luck," these words carry the energy of resistance, rejection, and limitation. They create internal tension and send signals to the universe that you want more experiences that match these negative vibrations. The harmful power of words isn't limited to obviously negative statements. Even seemingly neutral expressions can carry harmful energy if they're spoken from a place of powerlessness or victimhood. Phrases like "I have to," "I can't," "I should," or "life is so hard" might seem like simple statements of fact, but they actually reinforce feelings of being trapped, limited, or at the mercy of external circumstances. Words that heal, on the other hand, come from a place of love, acceptance, and empowerment. They acknowledge current reality without making it permanent or absolute. Instead of "I hate my job," healing words might sound like "I'm ready for work that brings me more joy and fulfillment." Instead of "my body is falling apart," you might say "I'm learning to support my body's natural healing abilities." These shifts in language might seem small, but they create entirely different energy patterns in your body and your life. Healing words don't deny difficulties or pretend everything is perfect. They simply frame your experience in a way that leaves room for growth, change, and positive possibility. When you're going through a challenging time, instead of saying, "This is terrible, I can't handle this," you might say, "This is difficult right now, and I'm discovering strength I didn't know I had." Both statements acknowledge the challenge, but they create very different internal experiences. The language you use to describe your body has an especially powerful impact on your physical health and vitality. Your body listens to every word you say about it and responds accordingly. When you speak about your body with appreciation and respect, saying things like, "Thank you for carrying me through this day," or "I love how strong and capable you are," your body responds with increased energy and vitality. When you criticize or complain about your body, it responds with stress, tension, and decreased function. Similarly, the words you use to describe your financial situation directly impact your relationship with money and abundance. Speaking about money with fear, resentment, or scarcity reinforces those very experiences. Saying things like, "I'm broke," "Money is the root of all evil," or "Rich people are greedy," creates resistance to financial flow in your life. Speaking about money with appreciation, respect, and openness creates space for greater abundance to flow to you. The way you speak about relationships also shapes the kind of connections you attract and maintain. If you frequently complain about people, express distrust, or speak about relationships with cynicism, you're creating energetic barriers to love and connection. Speaking about others with appreciation, understanding, and compassion, even when addressing difficulties, creates an energy field that attracts more loving and supportive relationships. Healing words also include expressions of gratitude, appreciation, and acknowledgement of beauty. When you regularly speak about what you're thankful for, what you appreciate about your life, and what brings you joy, you're literally training your brain to notice more positive aspects of your experience. The universe responds to this grateful energy by bringing you more reasons to feel grateful. One of the most powerful types of healing words are affirmations, positive statements that declare what you want to be true in your life. But affirmations only work when they're spoken with genuine feeling and belief, not just repeated mechanically. When you say, "I am healthy, wealthy, and wise," while feeling doubtful or desperate, the words themselves can't overcome the contradictory energy you're sending out. The key to speaking healing words is learning to feel into the energy behind your speech. Before you speak, you can pause and ask yourself, will these words create more love or more fear? Will they open possibilities or close them down? Will they contribute to healing or to harm? This doesn't mean you can never express frustration or sadness. These are natural human emotions that deserve acknowledgement. It means expressing them in ways that honor your feelings without reinforcing limitation or powerlessness. Learning to speak healing words is like learning to tend a garden. You become aware of which words plant seeds of beauty and growth, and which words plant seeds of weeds and thorns. Over time, you naturally gravitate toward the words that create the kind of life you want to live, and you gently weed out the words that create experiences you no longer want to maintain. When you speak about your dreams and desires, you're doing far more than just sharing information or expressing wishful thinking. You're actually participating in the creative process of the universe itself. Every dream that has ever come true in human history began as words spoken into existence by someone who dared to believe that their vision could become reality. Your dreams are not random fantasies, they're soul-level communications about what wants to emerge through you in this lifetime. The universe operates on the principle of co-creation, which means you're not meant to create your dreams all by yourself, nor are you meant to sit back passively and wait for them to happen to you. You're meant to partner with the creative force of life through your words, your feelings, and your actions. When you speak about your dreams from a place of confident knowing rather than desperate hoping, you activate this co-creative partnership and give the universe clear instructions about what you're ready to receive. Most people unknowingly sabotage their dreams through the way they speak about them. They might say things like, "I wish I could travel the world, but I'll never be able to afford it." Or, "I'd love to start my own business, but it's probably too risky." Or, "I dream of finding my soulmate, but there are no good people left out there." These statements contain the dream, but they also contain powerful contradictions that cancel out the creative potential of the desire. Speaking your dreams into reality requires learning to speak from the end result, as if what you desire is already in the process of manifesting. Instead of speaking from lack or limitation, you speak from abundance and possibility. Instead of focusing on all the reasons why your dream might not work out, you focus on the feeling of what it will be like when it does work out. This isn't about denying practical considerations or being unrealistic. It's about aligning your speech with your vision rather than with your fears. When you speak about your dreams, pay attention to the energy behind your words. Are you speaking from excitement and anticipation, or from desperation and need? Are you speaking as someone who knows they're worthy of their dreams, or as someone who's begging for permission to have them? The universe responds not just to your words, but to the vibration of worthiness or unworthiness that accompanies those words. Present tense speaking is one of the most powerful tools for manifesting your dreams. When you say, "I am creating a successful business that serves others and brings me joy," you're speaking from the reality of your dream rather than from the distance of hoping for it. When you say, "I am attracting my ideal romantic partner," you're positioning yourself as someone who is already in the process of receiving what they desire. This kind of speaking helps you embody the feeling of your dream, which is the magnetic force that draws it into your experience. The feelings you generate while speaking about your dreams are crucial to the manifestation process. The universe responds more to how you feel than to the specific words you use. If you can speak about your dreams while genuinely feeling excited, grateful, and confident, you're sending out a powerful signal that attracts experiences that match those feelings. If you speak about your dreams while feeling doubtful, anxious, or unworthy, you're sending out mixed signals that create confusion in the manifestation process. One of the most important aspects of speaking your dreams into reality is learning to speak about them as if they're inevitable rather than impossible. This doesn't mean you need to know exactly how or when your dreams will manifest. It means you speak with the inner knowing that what you desire is already yours in potential form. You speak as someone who is simply allowing their dreams to unfold in perfect timing, rather than someone who is struggling to make something happen against all odds. Speaking your dreams into reality also involves learning to speak about obstacles and challenges in a way that doesn't give them more power than your vision. Instead of saying, "I can't pursue my dream because I don't have enough money," you might say, "I'm learning to become more creative and resourceful as I move toward my dream." Instead of, "My family doesn't support my dreams," you might say, "I'm surrounding myself with people who encourage and believe in my vision." The practice of speaking your dreams into reality becomes even more powerful when you share your vision with others who can hold that vision with you. When you speak about your dreams to supportive friends, family members, or mentors, you're not just getting their encouragement. You're actually multiplying the creative power of your words. The universe hears not just your individual voice, but the collective voice of everyone who believes in your dream. However, it's important to be selective about who you share your dreams with, especially in the early stages of manifestation. Some people, often without meaning to, will respond to your dreams with doubt, fear, or discouragement. Their words can create interference in your manifestation process if you allow them to. Choose to share your dreams with people who naturally respond with excitement, support, and belief in your possibilities. As you practice speaking your dreams into reality, you'll notice that opportunities, resources, and synchronicities begin to appear in your life that support your vision. This isn't coincidence. It's the natural response of the universe to your clear, confident communication about what you're ready to create. The more consistently you speak about your dreams from a place of knowing rather than hoping, the more quickly and easily they begin to manifest in your physical reality. Every word you speak sends ripples of energy far beyond what you can see or measure. Like a stone thrown into a still pond, your words create waves that touch everyone around you and influence the entire energetic atmosphere of any space you enter. Understanding this ripple effect transforms not only how you communicate with others, but how you see your role in creating a more loving and harmonious world. When you speak with kindness, appreciation, and encouragement, you're not just making someone else feel good in the moment. You're actually contributing to their overall well-being and helping them remember their own worth and capabilities. Your loving words can heal old wounds, boost confidence, and inspire someone to believe in possibilities they had forgotten existed. The person who receives your kind words often carries that positive energy forward, speaking more kindly to others throughout their day. Conversely, when you speak with criticism, judgment, or negativity, you're contributing to pain and limitation in ways that extend far beyond the immediate conversation. Your words can trigger old insecurities, reinforce limiting beliefs, and discourage someone from pursuing their dreams or expressing their authentic self. The person who receives harsh words often carries that negative energy forward, becoming more likely to speak harshly to others. This doesn't mean you need to be artificially positive or avoid addressing genuine problems and concerns. It means learning to speak truth with love, to express difficult feelings without attacking or diminishing others, and to offer feedback in ways that empower rather than discourage. You can acknowledge problems while still speaking in a way that opens possibilities for solutions and growth. The ripple effect of your words is especially powerful within your family and close relationships. The way you speak to your partner, children, parents, and close friends creates the emotional atmosphere of your most important connections. When you consistently speak with appreciation, respect, and love, you create a family culture where everyone feels valued and supported. When you frequently complain, criticize, or speak with irritation, you create an atmosphere of tension and disconnection. Children are particularly sensitive to the ripple effects of speech. They absorb not just the words directed at them, but the overall energy and emotion behind all the speech they hear around them. When children grow up hearing loving, encouraging, and respectful communication, they learn to communicate in the same way. When they grow up hearing criticism, complaints, and harsh language, they internalize these patterns and often carry them into their own adult relationships. Your words also create ripple effects in your workplace and community. When you speak with appreciation about your coworkers, express gratitude for opportunities, and focus on solutions rather than problems, you contribute to a positive work environment that benefits everyone. When you consistently complain, gossip, or speak negatively about your work situation, you contribute to an atmosphere of dissatisfaction and stress that affects everyone around you. One of the most beautiful aspects of understanding the ripple effect is recognizing that you have the power to be a source of healing and encouragement wherever you go. You can choose to be the person who speaks words that lift others up, who sees and acknowledges the best in people, who expresses gratitude and appreciation readily. Your conscious choice to speak lovingly creates positive ripples that can literally change the energy of any environment you enter. Speaking truth with love is an art that becomes more natural with practice. It involves expressing your honest feelings and perspectives while maintaining respect and care for the other person. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," you might say, "I feel unheard, and I'd love to find a way for us to communicate better." Instead of, "You're being selfish," you might say, "I'm feeling overlooked, and I need some consideration for my needs too." The ripple effect of conscious communication extends beyond individual relationships to contribute to the healing of our entire world. Every conversation you have with greater awareness and kindness adds to the collective energy of love and understanding on our planet. Every time you choose words that heal rather than harm, you're participating in the creation of a more peaceful and compassionate world. When you speak with genuine appreciation and acknowledgement, you're giving others a gift that costs you nothing but can transform their entire day or even their self-perception. A sincere compliment, a word of encouragement, or simply saying, "I see you and I appreciate you," can remind someone of their worth and help them feel less alone in the world. Understanding the ripple effect also means taking responsibility for the energy you bring into every interaction. Before entering conversations, especially important or potentially difficult ones, you can set an intention to speak from love rather than from fear, to contribute to healing rather than to add to any existing pain or confusion. Creating lasting transformation in how you speak requires establishing daily practices that support your new awareness and keep you connected to the power of conscious communication. Just as you might have a daily practice of exercise or meditation, developing a daily practice around your speech helps you maintain momentum and continue growing in your ability to use words as tools for creation and healing. Beginning each day with conscious intention around your speech sets the tone for everything that follows. Before you even get out of bed, you can take a few moments to connect with your desire to speak lovingly and consciously throughout the day. You might say to yourself, "Today I choose to speak words that heal, encourage, and create beauty in my life and in the lives of others." This simple intention creates a foundation of awareness that will support you in making conscious choices about your words as the day unfolds. Morning affirmations are particularly powerful because your mind is most receptive to new programming in the first few minutes after waking. Choose affirmations that resonate with your heart and speak them with genuine feeling rather than just mechanical repetition. You might say, "My words create miracles in my life," or "I speak with love and wisdom," or "Every word I speak contributes to my healing and happiness." The key is to feel the truth of what you're saying. even if it doesn't feel completely true yet. Throughout the day, practice the sacred pause before speaking. This doesn't need to be a long or obvious pause, just a moment to connect with your intention and choose your words consciously. You can train yourself to pause by setting gentle reminders on your phone or by connecting the pause to existing habits, like taking a breath before answering questions or speaking during meetings. Gratitude speaking is one of the most transformative daily practices you can develop. This involves regularly expressing appreciation out loud for the good things in your life, both big and small. You might thank your morning coffee for warming and energizing you, appreciate your car for safely transporting you, or acknowledge your body for its strength and vitality. This practice trains your mind to notice positive aspects of your experience and creates a vibration of appreciation that attracts more reasons to feel grateful. Evening reflection becomes a powerful tool for continuing your growth in conscious speaking. Before going to sleep, gently review your day and notice moments when your words created positive energy and moments when you might have spoken unconsciously. This isn't about judging yourself or feeling guilty about imperfect moments. It's about learning and setting intentions for continued growth. You might ask yourself, what did I say today that I feel good about? What would I like to say differently tomorrow? Journaling about your speech patterns helps you become more aware of unconscious habits and track your progress over time. You might write about recurring phrases you notice yourself using, situations that trigger automatic negative speech, or breakthroughs you experience in speaking more consciously. Writing about your experiences with conscious speaking helps integrate the learning and gives you a record of your transformation. Mirror work is an especially powerful practice for transforming your inner dialogue and relationship with yourself. Each morning and evening, look into your own eyes in the mirror and speak to yourself with love and appreciation. Start with simple statements like, "I love you," or "You are worthy of all good things," and gradually work up to more specific affirmations that address areas where you're growing and healing. Creating new neural pathways through repetition is crucial for making conscious speaking your new normal. The brain learns through repetition, so consistently choosing loving words over critical words literally rewires your neural networks. Each time you catch yourself starting to complain and shift to appreciation instead, you're strengthening the neural pathway for positive speech. Each time you pause before reacting and choose a loving response, you're making that choice easier to make in the future. Surrounding yourself with conscious speakers accelerates your own transformation. Seek out friends, groups, or communities where people are committed to speaking consciously and supporting each other's growth. When you regularly hear examples of loving, empowering speech, it becomes easier and more natural for you to speak the same way. You can also choose books, podcasts, and other media that model the kind of speech you want to embody. Practicing appreciation speaking involves regularly expressing specific gratitude and appreciation to the people in your life. Instead of just thinking positive thoughts about others, make it a practice to verbally acknowledge their contributions, qualities, and positive impact. This creates positive ripples in your relationships and trains you to focus on what you appreciate rather than what you want to change about others. When you inevitably have days when conscious speaking feels difficult, or when you notice yourself falling back into old patterns, treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a dear friend who was learning something new. Growth isn't linear, and there will be ups and downs as you develop this new way of being. What matters is your commitment to continuing the practice and returning to conscious awareness whenever you notice you've drifted away from it. Today marks a beautiful beginning in your relationship with the power of your own voice. Everything you've learned about conscious speaking, every insight you've gained about the connection between your words and your reality, every moment of awareness you've experienced, all of this is laying the foundation for a completely new way of moving through the world. You're not just learning techniques or trying to change a few habits. You're stepping into your role as a conscious creator, someone who understands that every word you speak is an act of creation. This transformation doesn't require you to be perfect or to never speak unconsciously again. It simply requires you to remember that you have a choice in every moment. Each time you pause before speaking, each time you choose love over fear, each time you shift from complaint to appreciation, you're exercising your creative power and contributing to the healing of yourself and the world around you. The beautiful truth is that the universe has been waiting for you to step into this conscious partnership. It has been listening to your words all along, responding with infinite love and patience, even when your words didn't reflect your deepest desires. Now that you understand this conversation you've been having with life itself, you can begin to speak with intention, purpose, and awareness of your incredible creative power. Your voice carries the frequency of your soul, and when you speak consciously, you're allowing your authentic self to be heard and felt in the world. The words you speak from this place of awareness don't just change your external circumstances, they transform you from the inside out. They help you remember who you really are, a powerful, loving, creative being with unlimited potential. As you continue on this journey of conscious speaking, trust that every small shift you make in your speech creates massive changes in your life experience. The universe responds to your slightest movement toward love, toward consciousness, toward claiming your creative power. You don't need to transform overnight. You simply need to keep taking one conscious breath, speaking one loving word, making one empowering choice at a time. The life you've been dreaming of is not only possible, it's inevitable when you align your words with your heart's deepest knowing. Every dream that lives within you exists because it's meant to come true through you. Your voice is the bridge between those dreams and their manifestation in physical reality. Speak them into being with confidence, with love, with the unshakable knowing that you are worthy of every beautiful thing you desire. Remember that you are never alone in this practice. The universe is your constant companion and co-creator, listening to every word with love and responding with opportunities for growth, healing, and joy. Every loving word you speak adds to the collective healing of our world. Every conscious choice you make encourages others to make conscious choices too. Your words matter more than you know. Your voice is needed in this world. Your commitment to speaking consciously is a gift not only to yourself, but to everyone whose life you touch. Keep speaking from love. Keep choosing words that heal. Keep trusting in the magnificent power that lives within your voice. The universe is waiting to respond to your next words. What will you choose to create? What will you choose to call into your life? What will you choose to say yes to through the power of your conscious speech? The choice is yours, beautiful soul, and I believe in you completely. Your voice is a gift to this world, and your words have the power to create miracles. Speak them into being and watch as your life transforms in ways more beautiful than you ever imagined possible.